We interrupt this edition of Consumer U for a special edition of Family Feud. We asked 100 people, what's the best cable show on television? And the survey said, Consumer U. How you doing? Welcome to Consumer U, the show for you, the consumer. And you know where we are today? Yup, up at The Price is Right. Are you paying attention to the show? We're up at Family Feud, and we're glad that you tuned in. You know what we found out? We found out that only one person is tuned in. So if if you shut your TV set off right now, I could go home. We could all go home. But don't do it, because doing it for just you is worth it. Actually, we hope we have a lot more viewers, because today we're going to show you how you might make money by being on television. Family Feud is one of the few, it may even be the only game show that has a permanent New York City office. And we're going to tell you in a few minutes how you can apply to be a contestant on Family Feud. Now, what are the spots on today's show? Don't you love the way Dickie D does it on all the shows? Well, we don't have the magic blackboard, but we have something very clever, a typed page. So the spots on today's show: how to get on to Family Feud. Then we're going to talk about home remedies. About 3 months ago, we had the Weiland sisters on. They wrote 2 books, Chicken Soup and Other Home Remedies, and More Chicken Soup and Other Home Remedies. And they're going to talk about their new book, Split Pea Soup and Things You Can Buy at the Drugstore. No, just making that up. They're going to talk about other home remedies. Then we're going to talk, we're going on another remote right after we leave Family Feud, and we're going down to, I believe it's called the White Light Institute, but we'll clarify that when we get there. And we're going to talk to a lady who teaches people how to buy things in the colors that will affect your health. I'm really excited about that spot. And then we're going to talk about something that has to do with Christmas. This was a segment that we taped when we were out at the Middlesex Fair, and we've had that spot kicking around. And then we have the infamous stuff. We always call it stuff because we sort of do the show off the cuff, and when we find that we've run short of time, that's when we put in stuff. But right now we know what's coming up, and it's a commercial. So watch this, and we'll be back with how you can be on Family Feud. So gather the family and come back.
Hannah's Gifts and Things has something special for your home. Hannah's huge inventory means lower prices on brand name items you'd expect to pay more for in the larger department stores. Hannah has the better price on dinnerware from Nico and fine imported crystal from Crystal Clear. The better price on rival home appliances and Farberware stainless steel cookingware. And you'll be delighted by our one-of-a-kind gift ideas you just won't find anyplace else. For a better selection at a better price, visit Hannah's Gifts and Things at these convenient locations.
Next stop, George's Station Restaurant in the heart of Bound Brook. George's is your ticket to a great dining experience for the entire family. When you're thinking lunch, think George's for the freshest, best-tasting seafood, steaks, ribs, and chicken. When you're thinking dinner, think George's for the best in Italian specialties, sautéed French delights, or anything you desire. So hop the train or follow the tracks to George's Station Restaurant on Main Street in Bound Brook. Because when it comes to dining, if George can't make you happy, no one will. All aboard!
Okay, our guest today is Ray. Is that Ray with an E or a Y?
Ray with an E.
Ray with an E. And she is, what is your title?
It's not R-A-Y-E, it's R-A-E.
R-A-E. Okay, Ray. And you have a title at Family Feud?
I answered anything.
She answers anything. Actually, Ray Pichon and I, we met years ago. We have, I don't think any of my viewers know that I have a whole other career. Another life writing game shows. I wrote Match Game for 17 years, and actually the reason we're here is that Ray and I know each other, and I also write on a Family Feud. If you watch Family Feud, and you should, once a week they run the credits, and there on editorial staff it says Dickie DeBartolo. And Ray, before we even start our interview, let's plug the man who got us together.
Oh, God, Robert Noah.
Robert Noah, who's just written a book called All the Right Answers. You know, I love it when we on remote, because we only have one camera, and I can't look at the wrong camera. This is his book, and I'm going to flip this around. We sort of have a close-up, Carol? We do. That's Robert Noah. And Robert Noah was the original producer of the match game.
And if it wasn't for dear Bob Noah, we would not be here today.
He got me my start at Goodson Todman Productions, which today is known as Mark Goodson Productions. And Ray, in the intro I said that Family Feud may be the only place that has a New York City office. Is it?
Yeah, we are the only game in town.
Okay, the only game show in town.
The only game show in town, and it's the first time it's ever happened. And very honestly, I think that Mark Goodson and Howard Felsher, our producer, feel that the best contestants come from the East Coast, and that's absolutely true. So we've opened up this office, and we have had as many as 9,000 families call us.
In a day or a week?
No, yeah, in an hour.
No wonder
Can't you keep
that's
up with it? 9,000, almost, or maybe even a little bit more than that now, since we started the show in July.
Now, what is the procedure? First of all, let's give the phone number.
Okay.
We used to have a trick phone number, right? Like 1-800-FEUD
Yeah, well, we used to, you
or
know,
something.
a lot of people are using all those letters, and I
Right.
think a lot of people get annoyed about having to find them on that digit, so, or on the phone. So it's 212-755-3383, and if you want to use the letters, it's FEUD, F-E-U-D. So it's 755-FEUD. Or 755-3383. Area code 212.
Okay, now, someone calls, and what happens? They call and they say, I
Well,
just saw a plug, or I just saw Consumer U.
Right, and they'll call in, and we have a couple of us answering the phones, and they're usually going to be busy after a plug. But what we'll usually say is that we're looking for families of 5 that are connected by birth or by marriage, who are 16 and over. And what we're looking for are bright, fun, exciting game players, that in fact if they watch the show they know that it's a half hour of fun families, that they are in fact the cast. And if they could fill in our needs like that, we would invite them to come in. We'll take their name and address, we'll send them a letter, and on that letter they will have days and times available. It is only a preliminary interview.
But it's done here?
It's done here.
Okay, at this office?
At this office, and if they are really terrific, and they've got to be sensational.
Well, now, do you play the game?
Yeah, they come in, they get the letter from us telling us some times and days.
Right.
They respond to that by calling and make an appointment.
Okay.
They make an appointment, they come in and they play the game. We do an interview, and we literally do an audition. It is almost an open call.
Are you Ray Combs?
I am Ray Combs.
Okay, they have a microphone and a
Oh,
podium?
well, wait a minute. The only reason they hired me is because my name was Ray.
Oh,
I mean,
you run around with a and make...
Oh, yeah, and I even danced like Ray.
Oh, at the end of the show?
Yeah,
at the end of
sure,
the
I
show?
get applause.
Now, what do you use for material?
Oh, we have old game questions.
Old game shows, okay.
Okay, old game questions,
Okay.
and you know.
How long does the interview run?
By the time they're in and out, it's not more than an hour.
Okay. Do you pit them against another family?
We use them we don't pit them. We just play with 2 families. But there's really no competition. For us, it's getting to see how the family react to each other, their excitement.
You don't do at the beginning of the show, you don't have, I'm going to ask this question and one of you ring the buzzer first.
Well, we do. We ask them. Well, we have no bells or no buzzers.
Oh, okay, okay.
I mean, they raise their hand.
Okay.
And whoever's team raises their hand first and gets
right.
closest to the number 1 answer, that team will just play the game.
Okay.
But there's no competition. Again, only looking for those 5 family members and how they react to each other. And
Okay.
if they don't get a survey question correct, that they just don't go down the tube.
Oh, okay. It's more
You
the
know,
personality.
absolutely.
Okay. We have one more quick question, Ray. We're almost out of time, believe it or not. When the preliminary interview, then the producer, Howard Felsher, comes in, is that correct?
Right. so
After you
right.
and
we,
the staff
we
here.
audition, and it's a process of elimination, and then after we see them, meaning Edith Chan and I, by the way,
Okay.
Edith really runs the office here.
Okay.
If Edith and I both agree, we each take turns, or we each have our own groups. If we feel that they are terrific families, again, scale of 10, have to be the best.
Okay.
We will invite them back to see Howard Felsher, who comes in from California.
Once every 6 weeks? Right?
Once
Yeah,
about
okay.
every 6 weeks, and then he gets to see all the people we have chosen. And based on that, if he likes them, he invites all 5 members to California, round-trip ticket, 2 nights at a hotel, some expense money,
Oh, boy.
a car.
See, now this could be like a freebie vacation.
Right.
Are they guaranteed, Ray, once they go to California to be on the show? Do you know that?
He will only invite them out to be on the, they don't go out unless they're going to be on the show.
On the show,
But
okay.
there's no guarantee when he might call them after he sees them.
I see. Oh, all right.
And so it's apparently, we've gotten word back from New York families, it is a dream come true. They are so excited. They could win a lot of money. They could win, incidentally, as much as $25,000 on the morning show and as much as $50,000 on the night show.
Okay. And
That's
and plus,
fine.
and even if you lose, that you probably get turtle wax.
Well, you get turtle wax. You have some expense money for your day and a half, and that means you can buy some Dorito chips and a Coke. Hey, it's
Okay.
fun.
And airfare.
And
Okay,
airfare,
okay.
yeah.
One more time, the phone number is
212-755-3383.
Ray, thanks so much.
Thank you.
see,
Bloody
that's
hell.
like 5 and 6 or 7 minutes went by
Like that.
Okay, we're going to be back with more Consumer U, but in the meantime, watch this. Welcome back to Consumer U. What are we going to do in this segment? We're going to talk about health, gadgets, and home remedies. And we have with us again the authors of Chicken Soup and Other Folk Remedies. And they've also written another book called More Chicken Soup and Other Folk Remedies. And they are Joan and Lydia Weiland. And you were saying, what was the name of your next book going to be?
Enough already with the chickens.
enough already with the chicken soup, but there's still more home remedies. And they've been on the show 3 times in the past, and they're going to be on this week, next week, and the week after. All right, give us an example of a home health gadget or a health
Okay,
gadget.
this attractive looking smock.
Right, this is what I wore here.
This is wonderful because a lot of people, primarily women, are worrying about the radiation that you get from microwaves, from computers, and from televisions and radios. And should we put this on you?
Yeah, you want to hold my mic?
This fabric is a nylon, a silver-plated, it's like a smock.
Okay.
It's actually called a safety shirt or a safe
You have this in any
T-shirt.
other color?
No, this is it. It's silver-plated nylon mesh. And what it does is it reflects or deflects the radiation that comes off of your computer as you're working on it. And there was a cover story of the Times a few weeks ago where women were having a disproportionate number of miscarriages, women that were in front of the computer terminals all day. And they think there may be a relationship to it. They're not sure yet, but the point is, why take a chance? You know, better safe than sorry.
Now, what is
So
this made out of again?
this is a silver-plated nylon mesh.
Okay, okay.
And just wearing that in front of your microwave or your computer or your television just helps prevent the radiation from getting to your body.
Also helps prevent dating.
Or it's not that attractive.
Oh, it makes it more
Don't
interesting.
wear anything with it.
That's right. Okay. Oh, and what does this cost?
That's $20.
And where do you buy them?
That will give an address at the end
Wherever
of the
fine
show.
microwaving and heat-proof lead clothing is sold.
It's now just a through mail order. We don't
Okay.
think that you can buy it in a store
About
yet.
$20.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
And it's washable, and it's worth every penny if it's going to protect you.
and you women are not representing these products. Is that
No.
correct?
No,
Okay.
we are
okay.
not.
How did you do you know anybody who wears this on a regular basis? Seriously?
No.
You know?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. These are things that you found that
But
people
I'm
should know
going
about.
to now because I sit in front of my computer all day.
Oh, are you?
I mean,
okay.
yes, you don't feel the warmth or the weight or anything. It's
Okay.
like not wearing anything. Might as well.
And we tried laundering it, and you just throw it in, and
And it's as beautiful as ever.
you cannot iron it. You cannot iron it. That's
Oh,
one thing
I
we
was-
found out. It would really
I don't
probably.
iron anything. So no fear
Ah,
there. Okay,
secrets.
now, what are we going to look at
Okay,
next?
the next thing we'll look at
Oh!
is infralux.
Feeling nothing more than... No,
Did you put the
okay.
light on?
Yeah, the light is
Well,
on.
here. This is an infralux, and it works on infrared light. And it is also used for healing of muscles, sore muscles. It's very good for sore muscles, for any sort of tension, any kind of stress that you're
Now, I'm
feeling.
feeling a
your
little bit of
back.
heat. Should I be?
You should be.
Okay.
You should be.
But the unit itself is not hot. Is that right?
No, the unit is not hot, but you should be, and you have to be careful when you use it. It's a small version of an item that is used by doctors. Many doctors give infrared treatments, and
Okay, but
the
this
same thing.
is sold without a prescription, or?
Exactly, and it's $39.95. And this too, we have the addresses for all of the items that we show. We have the addresses available, and our address will be shown. So if somebody sends us a stamp-addressed envelope,
Oh,
we will
okay.
be very happy to, give them all the information.
Okay, well, our director is on camera. Can we super that at the bottom of the screen? Yes, it'll be at the bottom of the screen, through magic. All right, and tell the name of this again?
This is the Infralux.
The Infralux.
And it's $39.95.
Okay, fine.
Okay, should we talk about the color, sound, and fragrance kit?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Isn't this attractive?
This is attractive. Can we, I'm going to hold the kit up. Does it have?
It's wonderful.
Oh, okay. It's, okay. You're not going to believe this. But we're right after 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, it's really terrific. To speak about it very briefly, it's wonderful for helping de-stress you in a hurry. We're
Through
also color, sound, and
Oh,
fragrance.
all right.
And I understand that you have the creator of this kit on the show, so she will go into detail since we're running out of time.
We have that guest coming up right after you guys.
Good, good. Well, this I have worked with this. It's a lot of fun. It has a wonderful crystal in it. It has wonderful things
I
that
love crystals.
the creator of the kit, Lori, is going to talk about. So,
Okay. Well, you can tell us how much it cost. She probably doesn't want to tell us.
well, the price is $29.95.
And she'll tell us
I don't
where
know
we
if
can
she's
get it.
offering special deals or what to your audience, but that's the price.
Okay. And you were going to show us more about this?
About the colors.
Right.
We talk about color in our book. You know that a lot of prisons are painted pink because that's a very calming color.
You notice
Even
people-
the, even the,
Oh, yes.
even the boy prisons?
Especially the boy prisons. Yes, because it has a very calming effect. In fact, when I used to sit and I worked at a dining room table facing the draperies in the living room, and they were pink, and I would be typing and just keep dozing off, thinking, I don't know why I can't stay awake, what's wrong with me? And it was that I kept looking at the pink draperies, and it would just
Make you
lull
tired?
me to sleep.
So she
Okay.
changed draperies, has written 6 novels, 14
All right. And if you people at home are falling asleep, it's only because they're wearing pink, not the program content. We're going to be back, and we're going to explore a lot more about color and sound and fragrance. But first, the sound of a sponsor, or maybe a public service announcement. But whatever it is, it's coming now. For product information, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Wyland, Post Office Box 416, Ansonia Station, New York City, New York, 10023.
40 years ago, the United Nations wrote and adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. All member countries agreed to support it. They also agreed to publicize the text of this declaration and to cause it to be disseminated, displayed, and read in countries and territories without regard to their political status. Have you ever heard of it? 40 years is a long time to wait. To get your copy, write Amnesty International.
A minute ago, we talked about the color, sound, and fragrance kit. Am I doing it properly? Did I get it in the right order? We have it as Lori Sagon. Lori, are you the founder of, or the
creator of
the White Light Unlimited? It's called White Light Unlimited Incorporated. Did I get it right? Okay.
Exactly.
And you designed this kit.
Yes.
And we only talked about it for a couple of brief seconds before the break here. So why don't we talk about more in depth what this kit is for and why color, sound, and fragrance is important in someone's life?
Well, I think just to start out with, for 20 years I've been a color authority, and I taught in universities on color theory and so forth. And over the years, because I'm open to just about everything, well, maybe not everything, but open to a lot of things, color is an area that, of course, has many aspects to it, including maybe metaphysical area, a little more of the occult, as well as it has the science area. So I've explored all of that, and I found that in ancient times, people often used healing methods with color. Radionics would be a word for it, color therapy, color lights, and so forth. They also used...
Aren't there places where people go into a room, bathe in a,
Exactly.
in a special
Very
color
good.
for...
Yes, that's right. So in Egypt, for instance, what people often did is they went to the healing halls of color. And if they had an ailment, they would go into a specific room where a light would be refracted by way of the prism or crystals to refract a specific color of the spectrum. And there would be incense burning for a fragrance. And then sounds would be made by wind chimes. And that would have a healing effect on a specific part of the body. So
Gave me a headache. I couldn't believe. No, but you know what? How did that sort of stop?
well, because, what I really think is that it's simple things. In my own studies as an artist, as I've often noticed that people really don't always respond to something that's easy and simple, that they want it to be more difficult and they think it has to be medication and it has to be an operation versus simple methods that actually may in fact be more effective. I know that this has a lot of healing power, except that I don't go around saying I'll cure you of cancer by using my kit. What I do know is that it reduces stress immediately within 12 minutes. Now, just to give you a basic understanding,
Okay,
there's
I
the
like
spectrum. The color spectrum is made up of 7 colors, and that, of course, we know is true from Sir Isaac Newton, who was the first one to pass light through a prism, discovered that there were 7 spectrum colors in the 17th century. And so...
He'll be on the next
yes,
spot.
and or he's here right now. Right?
We go everywhere for our guests. Right.
So these 7 spectrum colors, I show them in these color cards. What happens basically is when people
the
look
7
at...
spectrum colors are the 7 colors of the rainbow?
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Red,
well, no, the reason
orange,
I ask is that
indigo.
it seems like I don't remember seeing anything that dark in the rainbow.
Right.
But this is okay.
It's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. But there are 2 color mixture systems with color. There's the additive mixture system. It's my wonderful little cat.
Yeah,
And,
cat wants to be in showbiz.
Oh,
That's all right.
hi there. She likes the kit, and she's had many healings.
Oh,
and
I can see.
the colors of the spectrum are additive in terms of light, and then subtractive color mixtures are dyes or paints. So we're looking at dyes and paints. When you mix colors with dyes or paints, you get colors like this. When you mix colors with lights, you get a different look to the color.
Okay.
So for
now
our
when you say
purposes-
mixed colors with light, we're talking about spotlights with gels?
Yeah, that
okay,
kind of-
all right. Nothing mysterious then.
And so, okay, so here we have the kit. The kit has 7 spectrum colors, the color cards, and it has a quartz crystal. Quartz crystals are used in computers and watches and so forth, and for amplification, we use it specifically to amplify the basic usage of the colors and the sounds and the fragrances. By pointing it on a specific area of the body, we focus
Okay.
it. And then there's a cassette tape that not only gives you instructions, but also has 7 sounds. Also, Sir Isaac Newton discovered that 7 sounds of the music scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, relate to the 7 colors, that there's a frequency relationship.
Okay, I'm going to put this guy down just so we can keep seeing
Sure.
the kit from time to time.
Yes.
It's okay, sweetheart.
And these
okay.
7 sounds relate to these 7 colors. And you know, there's so much more I could go into. I know we don't have a lot of time. So what I'll say is that it takes 12 minutes. You look at the color red, you smell a fragrance, for instance, which is
These are-
sandalwood.
yeah, I noticed they're color-coded
And
also.
here, let me give you a
Okay.
hit.
Oh, that's
I
very
call
pretty.
it being hit by a rainbow when you
Yeah.
go through this. And so here's red, and so you're smelling a red fragrance. In this case, it's sandalwood. You're looking
Now,
at a red
did you
card.
decide what the red fragrance would be?
Yes, in this case
Okay,
I did.
fine,
I worked
okay.
with International Flavors and Fragrance, and we designed these fragrances together.
Okay.
So you're not putting the fragrances on your body. You're just smelling. You're smelling a fragrance, looking at a color. So one color at a time. Actually, I put them all together. You're hearing a sound that corresponds, and you're using a crystal in your hand, holding it on the area that it corresponds to. In the case of red, it's the sexual organs.
We will
And-
not be doing that on camera. However, afterwards, anything goes. We have a small studio audience today. They're all naked already.
And they are partying. They're having a great time. So what happens here is that you just, every day you would use this, and if you use it for 30 days, you'll see amazing things happen. A whole change in your attitude. You'll be
One
happier
color
and
a
so-
day?
No, you go through the system.
Oh,
It takes you
okay.
through red. It takes 12 minutes, and you do red, and then you do orange and yellow, and it brings it up through
And we
your
do
body.
the same thing every day.
Same thing
Okay,
every
for
day.
30 days.
And it gives you
Okay.
an Egyptian chart, and it sells for $29.95. But for this show, anybody that's watching that would buy it, I'm offering it for $25 just because of you.
Okay.
And it's $3 shipping, so it's $28 altogether.
Great. And we're going to super the name at the bottom of the screen, but just give it in case.
Okay, it's White Light Unlimited Incorporated, 40 West 22nd Street, New York City, New York, 110, or by phone 212-929-6919, and you can use MasterCard and Visa.
See, and we let the people do that because they don't get paid to be on Consumer U. Lori's going to come back next week because we're going to talk about the things you buy and why you should be careful. The cat is wrecking the house here. No, I think, is there a burglary in progress here? There's something weird going on. Someone's going out to check it out. We'll be back with Lori next week. We're going to talk about color in the things that you buy and how it will affect your life. And Lori's also going to tell me why I chose these colors for Consumer U and what that means. So you stay tuned for the rest of this, and Lori, you'll join us on next week's show.
Great, thanks.
Okay, watch this. It's August. It's 115 out there. It's 99 under the shed here at the Middlesex Fair. What is the one thing you're thinking about? Christmas. Yes, of course, Christmas. And I just met a woman named Maria. Maria, how you doing, Maria?
Fine, thanks.
Maria, this is something I have never heard of. There are like Tupperware parties and negligee parties, but this is like a Christmas accessories party?
Christmas around the world, all different items from all over the world.
People have their guests come to their
Right,
home.
just like any other home party. You have the guests come to your home, and then
They demonstrate
we
this
demonstrate
stuff.
this. We bring it with us. We can show it.
They give them
People
a
can buy
catalog.
right from the catalog. The hostess gets merchandise for free. A lot of merchandise, as a matter of fact.
Right.
And it's really nice stuff.
So it's sort of a little part-time before Christmas kind of
Right,
job.
right.
That's great. What's the hot seller this year?
Well, everybody wants that angel back there.
Oh, the angel
Right.
with the, is that electric or
That's
battery?
electric. That's
oh,
electric,
great.
yes. Everybody wants that angel.
Wants that angel.
Yes.
Well, if you're looking for something different this Christmas, you could check out a Christmas ornament or a Christmas gift party. Okay, and stay tuned for more stuff. That's going to be our new goodbye line on Consumer U. It's going to be stay tuned for more stuff. Kind of non-committal, but that's the way we are here on Consumer U. That's it for this edition of Consumer U. We hope you'll come back next week when we'll have more ways to try to save you money and make you an intelligent shopper. We already know that you're an intelligent viewer because you watch Consumer U. Okay, thanks for viewing. We'll see you again. Dick DeBartolo, goodbye. And how do we spell goodbye? We spell it B-U-Y. Does David Horowitz do stuff like this? I doubt it. Take care. Hi, and welcome to Consumer U, the show for you, the consumer. As you can see, we're out on location. We've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. We were up at the Family Feud offices, and today we're at White Light Unlimited. And what are the spots on today's show? Well, you know, we didn't bring that big blackboard with us, so I'm going to read right off a piece of paper. We're going to talk about new high-tech telephones. Three very interesting machines. We're also going to talk about home remedies. We started that mini-series, we call it, last week. We're going to do part 2 of it. We're going to do part 2 of color in your life, what the various colors mean, and why you should choose to wear certain colors if you want to achieve certain things. And then we have a little spot left over, a little spot that we recorded at the Middlesex County Fair, and we're going to talk to a chiropractor, and he's going to tell us about why having the weight evenly distributed on your feet is very important for your posture and for your life. A lot of interesting things, and that's all right after this announcement.
Hannah's Gifts and Things has something special for your home. Hannah's huge inventory means lower prices on brand name items you'd expect to pay more for in the larger department stores. Hannah has the better price on dinnerware from Nico and fine imported crystal from Crystal Clear. The better price on rival home appliances and Farberware stainless steel cookingware. And you'll be delighted by our one-of-a-kind gift ideas you just won't find anyplace else. For a better selection at a better price, visit Hannah's Gifts and Things at these convenient locations.
40 years ago, the United Nations wrote and adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article number 10 says, everyone is equally entitled to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal. There are 29 other rights guaranteed in this document. You should know them. Governments must be held accountable to the people. Phone 1-800-55-AMNESTY.
A while back I did a spot on state-of-the-art telephones on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, and for some bizarre reason my home phone number was put on the hotline, and I got an awful lot of calls of people saying, Dick, those were such high-tech phones, but you didn't describe the features in detail. So what we're going to do here on Consumer U, where we have the luxury of a lot more time, we're going to take 4 hours and describe each phone. No, we're going to take a few minutes, but describe each phone more fully. We're starting with the Sony Sports phone. This is from a place called Sharper Image. It's $219. Now the sports phone is a totally rubberized telephone. Although it's not waterproof, it's water resistant. The antenna is one of these flexible, they used to be called rubber duckies, maybe they still are. And you can actually use the antenna to hang it from a hook near the shower, again not in the shower, but near the shower. And you can take calls up to maybe 600 to 1,000 feet from the base unit. The base unit, by the way, is not at all water resistant, so keep that in a dry place. But the sports phone itself can go in a sauna, in a steam room, near the hot tub, near the shower, any place where there's a lot of moisture and you don't have to worry about it. Also, sports phone has 256 security codes. People with cordless phones know that there was a time when someone with a similar phone could be near your home and dial out on your line if they had the same frequency. But now with 256 security codes, that problem doesn't happen. And there's one final feature here, and that's that this unit can, okay, we've got to turn this guy on. One unit can, you can buzz and use it as an intercom. All right, so that's sports phone and $219. All right, you know what this is? You've heard of cordless telephones? Well, this is a cordless answering machine. You carry the remote with you. You can go again. The range is usually 600 to 1,000 feet. It really depends on what's in between the phone and the base unit. And you can call screen. Someone calls you. You can listen on the handset. If you don't want to talk to the person, the answering machine itself will take the message. Also, the message on this machine is on a little computer chip. Let's see if we can hear. I have my message on here.
Hi, this is Dick DeBartolo, and you're caller number 48. That's too bad, because caller number 47 won a new car, but you get the chance to leave a message. Bye.
So that's the Panasonic cordless answering machine. I'm going to try to find the volume control, because this has one other really neat feature on it, and that's that we'll probably have to show it to you in close-up. But when you actually record your message, the little counter that counts your calls becomes a stopwatch. And this is recorded on a computer chip, so the outgoing message is limited to 14 seconds. So it counts up to 14 seconds, and you know exactly how long your outgoing message can be. That's $229. Also has an intercom feature. Also has something called room monitor. If you're out in the yard and you want to know if the dog is barking or the baby's crying, hit room monitor on the handset. It'll let you listen to what's going on in the house for 30 seconds. That's sort of a nice feature, isn't it? Okay, our final phone is from Southwestern Bell. It's a Freedom phone, and it's the voice-activated telephone. What you do is you pick it up. There is a button in the handset, and you say, emergency. And when you let it go, it dials 911 automatically. Or you can say, we have to hang up again between each call. Okay, it says ready, and I'll say, emergency, hospital. And it'll dial the hospital. Now, it says invalid number because we didn't enter the name of any hospital. Hit the handset again. You can even do this. It'll say the word ready, call, friend. Okay. We're going to get close-ups. You know, we always tell you people here in the audience of Consumer You exactly what we're doing. And so we hopefully will put this together so that you can see the little keyboard saying what it's supposed to say. Ready, call, friend. All right, and you say call friend, and then it says Bill, and it lists Bill's phone number. Isn't that interesting? That's $449. So those are 3 fascinating phones. On GiZ we did 6. So on an upcoming Consumer You, we'll do the other 3 telephones. In the meantime, stay tuned for more. What's the code word on Consumer You? Stay tuned for more stuff. All right, this is one of my favorite segments. We don't know if this is one of my favorite segments because we haven't done it yet. But in the past, we have talked about chicken soup and other folk remedies. Remember that book? And then we talked about more chicken soup and other folk remedies. And we have back today the Weiland sisters, Joan and Lydia, and we're going to talk about sexual preferences of the Pygmy Nation. No, come on, guys. No, we're going to talk about health products and gadgets.
I think I like the first one.
All right, if this is boring, stay tuned. We'll try the other. How you doing?
Good.
Now, health gadgets. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about various things that we see advertised all the time, and all of us wonder, what are they? Does it really help arthritis? Does it really help back pain? Does it help get rid of a cold? Does it help de-stress me? What is
so
it
you've
for?
sent for, are these mostly mail order items?
Yeah, most of these are mail order items, and we have gotten samples of them, and we would like to show people directly what they're like and tell of our experience with them if we have used them.
Perfect. That sounds good. What are we going to start with?
Well, we're going to start with this Nova phone. And
the Nova phone, okay.
Yes.
Like NOVA?
Right.
Okay.
Just going for my glasses, which I don't have on my head. But what this does is it works with sound vibrations. And it is effective up until 4 inches beneath the surface of the skin.
Does this come with a ruler?
No. We are taking their word for it.
Oh, okay.
I have personally tested this when I had a backache, and it was really wonderful. It's available through various mail order catalogs, and the one that we used was
Home health products.
Home health products.
Okay.
And we have all the information available, incidentally, on all these products. But if you'd like, I will show you.
Yeah, okay.
First of all, as far as the sound goes, I don't know if we're picking up the sound, but if you would like, I will.
All right, now I will.
And you will feel, even through your clothing.
Usually you do it without clothing.
It's a cable show. Hang on a second. We'll leave the clothing
Are
on.
you feeling this at all?
Yeah, I am.
And
you know,
this is,
more there, it feels like it goes deeper.
it's used to help.
You know, the most amazing thing is that I was relaxed and now I'm very tense.
It's wonderful for circulation. I've tried it, and
No, you know, it does
very
feel good.
effective.
Now you're saying that just sound is going into my body?
The sound vibrations are what is causing the circulation to increase.
Do you have 2 of them? Because I prefer stereo.
But at any rate,
Okay, and how much does that cost?
it's $159.
And you have had pain or tightness? And
I did, and I really had some very good
it's really
experience
tingling
with
back
it.
there. It's
And I don't work for any of these companies,
Okay.
incidentally,
Okay.
but it
You
was
know
a
what?
very good
I would like to
experience
put
that
in
we
a
had.
word for our folk remedies as well.
Okay.
That reminds me, now that it's getting colder weather and people having problems with arthritis, we have a couple of wonderful folk remedies I'd like to share with your audience.
Excellent, all right.
First of all, for the muscle pain, peanut oil, just plain peanut oil that you get in your supermarket is wonderful. Just rub in peanut oil. If you have problems with your fingers or the achy joints, just a little peanut oil. And for the kind of arthritis that when you get up in the morning, it's very hard to get started and move, it's very common. A wonderful thing is to use a sleeping bag. Sleep in a sleeping bag on top of your bed. You don't have to do it on the floor.
Full of peanut oil?
No.
Oh, okay. This is a different remedy. Peanut oil is one. A sleeping bag.
You just zip yourself in at night.
Because there can be no drafts?
No drafts, and the heat of your body is distributed evenly, and it's much more effective than an electric blanket or heating pad. It's wonderful, and it makes so much difference in so many people that when they get up in the morning, they're able to start their day right away.
And it's the old, it may not help, but it can't hurt. And sleeping bags are fairly inexpensive. You could buy one for as little as $25.
Now the peanut oil, have you used the peanut oil yourself?
No, I'm
okay. No. I was wondering if it was something you could only do at night at home because there would be a glow all day long.
That's it. Also, messy on the clothes.
Used peanut oil, went out to the beach and baked. It was.
We suggest you do these. We suggest you do these things, you know, when you're at home at night, and just be careful of what clothing you put on top when you're using any kind of oil. Because it is oil.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing is, we're very against smoking, and there are a lot of people that have become aware that it's so unhealthy and they want to stop. This is an inexpensive gadget. I think it's $20, and what you do, it's just a little plastic invention. You take, you take a pack of unopened cigarettes, and you put it in the slot, and then you crush down, takes a little strength.
Yeah,
And what you do is then have cigarettes with holes in them. The way this is so cleverly designed is that now with these holes, you begin to trap the nicotine, the tar, the carbon monoxide, all the poisons that are in your cigarette stay trapped in them.
Because of the hole?
Yes. It forms moisture, and it's hard for me to understand, but when you read the directions and the instructions and it tells you how it works, it makes sense. And what happens is you start by making one set of holes, and you smoke your cigarettes for the next week. The second week you make another set of holes, an additional set of holes on your next pack of cigarettes. And by the third week, you're up to cutting out 90% of the nicotine and tar and other poisons. So you're ebbing yourself off the addiction that you have.
You know, what's interesting, I saw a man on the bus, I thought he was smoking a doily, but it must have been one of these. The thing is now, you guys don't have any personal experience with
No, but we have, not with this, but we have with a home remedy that somebody told us. This man, why don't you tell about it?
No, I tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to have to do is put this in segment 2, because whenever these two are on the show, whenever on the show, we have such a good time that we always book them for 3 weeks running. And what we do is, to save time, we stand here. We just stand here in a frozen position for 1 whole week, which we're going to do. And you'll come back next week. You'll stay tuned for the rest of the show, but we're going to pick up this conversation on next week's Consumer You. In the meantime, let's watch for more, the key word, more stuff.
What is TNT? It's classic movies, explosive dramas.
Explosive! TNT is programming for real people like you and me. Only TNT has dynamite programs like The Muppets and Fraggle Rock.
Dynamite! TNT. It's the power of positive programming.
Classic movies, original programming, and special events. That's what TNT is all about.
Someone say TNT? TNT, coming this fall.
We have with us Laurie Sagan, and we're going to talk about the psychology of color and why that you might have a blouse that should be sent to a psychiatrist. No, I don't know. I don't know. Laurie is the founder of White Light Unlimited, but you also have another council that you have founded.
Exactly. It's called the Color Collective Council of America, and it's an organization that is really a bureau of experts on the topics of color, which is really many topics of color. For instance, color psychology, color in fashion, color in science, color in fine arts. And so I've come across people like myself that are very interested in using color for many different avenues. And so I put this organization together to keep track of it and also to be able to provide speakers on these topics for corporations and people around the country.
Because corporations really rely on color, don't they? I've read about many products that have died mainly because the color on the packaging was wrong.
Exactly.
And I also read that there are accepted colors. I believe that green can never be used in a product like a food product.
Food.
Right. That green, the color green on labels of food products is very bad. And I once was stopped on the street and I went into a trailer and they were flashing different colors by, and they had something aimed at my eye. And the man said that they could tell by the reaction what
response.
Yes, what was pleasing.
Isn't that interesting? Well, there's a psychiatrist in Westchester. His name escapes me at the moment.
I think Bob White.
Right. But he's treating children that are schizophrenic by treating them with a color box where they look through the colors, and it has a healing effect on them, and it changes their temperament or any kinds of behavior modification techniques. So there's a lot of use of color that we've found, and it varies, but I think in the consumer area it's very important because people are seduced by color all the time. In fact, I give a course on the seduction of color at the Fashion Institute of Technology 3 times a year.
Complete with off-color slides.
Yes, very colorful, yes.
Very colorful. Well, for example, bed sheets should be critical, shouldn't they? I mean, is color dependent on how much time you spend with the color?
Yes, it has a lot to do. Well, my philosophy is that everyone needs the rainbow, that you need all the colors of the rainbow in your life, because light equals color. If you pass light through a spectrum, through a prism, you get the 7 spectrum colors. So the rainbow is a very important part of light. We all crave light. So having all the colors is a way for us to boost our spirits, feel better, and also create an optimism. That's my own opinion. Second to that, when manufacturers know this, and they do, they use that as a way to seduce people or attract them to their products. So there are different colors that have certain effects, like with bed sheets. I always tell people, you need more prosperity in your life, you're not making enough money, get green sheets. Green is a color of prosperity, it's a color of growth and so forth. Sleeping on green sheets will bring in the aspects of green, nature and growth, and it is also a color that relates to unconditional love, and psychologically has been noted for that. However,
wait, green is still,
unconditional love. However, red, the opposite color of green on the spectrum, it's complementary, is the color of passion. So sleeping on red sheets, if you have a very hot sex life as it is, you will never get any sleep at all if you're sleeping on red sheets.
Maybe just a single pillowcase, Don't over it. Get the green sheets, the red pillowcase, you got your money, you got your love life.
Right. So, but think about it, red and green is Christmas.
I know, but you know what? Is there such a thing as people spend a lot of amount of time dressing so that nothing clashes? Is there a true clash?
Oh, there's color analysis work looking at the way colors affect the body. So for instance, we all have certain skin tones that dominate with one color more than the other. The pigment of the face, the skin, is made up of red, yellow, and blue. It's the 3 primary colors. We are all made up of the 3 primary colors, and then you intermix those. But like for instance, right now with this lighting, you have more yellow than you have blue, but you have red and yellow, and you're lacking in blue in your face. But you make up for it by having blue in your shirt, so your color balance is very good. And then notice this.
How about my horizontal control?
Here's this sweatshirt is great because you've got the red or cranberry red for consumer, which is passion red, and then you've got yellow, which is career success. It's a symbol for high-level intelligence.
This woman is an expert. This is no person off the street.
So here we've got this high-level intelligence, right? Career success, and then blue, which is really a way for calming. It's also communication. It's the verbal. It's the area that is to communicate, to soothe. It's the nature symbol is sky and water. So you've got red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors, which makes up all color. When you mix those three, you can make any color of the spectrum.
Great. You know, Laura, we're going to stop there only because we're out of time for this segment, but you're going to come back for another week, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So we're going to talk more about color, but stay tuned for this.
Channel 6, just for you, with Anything Goes. It's at a new time, it's got a new look, and it has new guests. With all these changes, anything goes. Each half hour profiles some ordinary and extraordinary people. So join host Margaret Ann Behrens for quips, quotes, and questions on the new Anything Goes. Every weekday except Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. only on Channel 6, just for you.
You know, recently we had a real field day, and I mean a real field day. We went out in a field where they're having the Middlesex Fair, and we stopped at a lot of the exhibits. Now, this is a fascinating one. We're here with a chiropractor, Dr.
Evan Kelly.
Dr. Evan Kelly, how you doing? And Dr. Kelly has a really interesting device here. He's going to weigh me, not actually weigh me. Well, you explain it. This is your booth and your shtick.
Okay, what we have here is a scales that tells you the difference between your right side and your left side, so you can tell whether or not you're carrying your weight more to one side. If you are doing that, it could be a result of stress. If muscles are contracting on the right side, pulling your spine off to the right, it will show on the scale.
Great.
I'll take a step on the machine.
Okay. Both feet?
Right.
All right.
Fluctuate a little bit up and down while it's setting, getting to a set.
Should I not look at these numbers?
It'd be better off if you looked straight and held your natural position.
Okay.
It's kind of tough to do when you have all this hardware hanging off. All right.
No, I'm big at wearing everything on my...
And in fact, it's showing, because if it was a negative in front of these numbers, it would indicate that it's on the right-hand side where you have imbalance. Right now, you have no negative, so you're about 10 pounds more on your left-hand side, seeing as you have the microphone and all this stuff.
Okay, now, I tell you what, let me just take out my wallet. This is not pay from TKR, by the way, that's upsetting me. And I'll let you hold the mic.
Okay.
And let's see, this is a little hard to take off, if that balanced any better.
You have to bring it down about 5 pounds.
Okay, so I'm still...
Again, you're a little bit more on the left-hand side, somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 to 10 pounds more so on the left. Okay?
All right, now what would that indicate?
It could indicate that you, as a result of stress or fatigue or what have you, even unlevel leg lengths can bring you more to one side. And if that does happen, and if as a result your spine is going off, you have compensatory changes, and in the future you might experience some kind of arthritis because your body will react to that change in your weight bearing.
Kevin, I have one final question. I've been told that if women carry shoulder bags constantly, that can really, over years, or men, I mean, with an attaché case, can throw your body off.
Absolutely right. Absolutely
should you vary it from day to day?
If you do carry anything in the way of a backpack, you should put both straps on as opposed to one strap on. And if you are having an attaché case, again, like you say, vary it from side to side.
If I wore it on my right side, can I level myself out, like for a year?
It wouldn't. It's not something that you could say wearing on your right side for. It's something you should do on a day-to-day basis. Switch it from one side to another. There's also exercise to work out your right side of your body if you're left-handed, or left side of your body if you're right-handed, to help keep everything in line.
Okay, great. Some advice here from a chiropractor. Yeah, I know. And again, we apologize for the audio. Don't forget, we are outside at the Middlesex Fair. Kevin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye.
We'll be back with more stuff. Remember the new keyword at Consumer U: more stuff.
I always wanted to be like my father, you know, order me a dry martini.
I saw that there was an image behind drinking, the people that drank, that they looked older and sophisticated. I was 11 when I lost my virginity to a guy who was 17, and I was drunk.
Drinking had taken me so far down, I had to get out of my house.
Sometimes I'd sleep in the woods. If I didn't sleep in the woods, I slept on the corner. If I didn't sleep on the corner, I slept at someone's house who I didn't even know.
I had wound up in a lot of trouble with the law. I had wound up in jail.
When I was drinking, you know, I was with a lot of guys, and a lot of guys used me.
You know, I hurt my parents dearly, you know, and I knew at the time I was doing it, but I didn't care, just as long as I got high.
Hey, yo, alcohol is a drug, man, and you can get hooked on it. And the younger you start, the more damage you can do.
It's just no experience for no kids my age or anyone younger.
If you want to be somebody, have a family, have a future, just say no.
Say no and say yes to your life.
Okay, that's it for this edition of Consumer You. This is Dick DeBartolo. Next week we're going to pick up with part 3 of Home Remedies, part 3 of Color in Your Life. We'll have a lot of other interesting guests too and little tidbits to share with you. So until then, you have a good week. Bye. Hi, this is Dick DeBartolo, and this is Consumer You. This is the show for you, the consumer. Don't look back. Don't look around. I'm talking to you, directly to you. The show exists for you. So if you could just stop what you're doing and watch for a minute. No. We hope that you watch the show. And what are the spots on today's show? Well, we don't have the magic blackboard with us, so I'm going to tell you what the spots are by looking. Oh, we have a spot on first aid. Gentleman from the American Red Cross is going to tell you things you should have in your first aid kit. Then, I think we did it. I think we did it. You know, we always do those mail order rip-off things, those dreadful things you get through the mail. Well, we send for some perfume, and I think it's a bargain. We have a housewife who wrote in and said she'd like to come to the studio, and we're going to ask her if she thinks the perfume we sent for was indeed worth it. Then we're going to do part 3 of our home remedies and home health gadgets, and we're also going to do part 3 of Color in Your Life. And we're going to do all that right after this.
Hannah's Gifts and Things has something special for your home. Hannah's huge inventory means lower prices on brand name items you'd expect to pay more for in the larger department stores. Hannah has the better price on dinnerware from Nico and fine imported crystal from Crystal Clear. The better price on rival home appliances and Farberware stainless steel cookingware. And you'll be delighted by our one-of-a-kind gift ideas you just won't find anyplace else. For a better selection at a better price, visit Hannah's Gifts and Things at these convenient locations.
Next stop, George's Station Restaurant in the heart of Bound Brook. George's is your ticket to a great dining experience for the entire family. When you're thinking lunch, think George's for the freshest, best-tasting seafood, steaks, ribs, and chicken. When you're thinking dinner, think George's for the best in Italian specialties, sautéed French delights, or anything you desire. So hop the train or follow the tracks to George's Station Restaurant on Main Street in Bound Brook. Because when it comes to dining, if George can't make you happy, no one will. All aboard!
Thanks to the kind people, once again at the American Red Cross, we have another volunteer. We're going to talk about first aid kits and safety in the home. And Nick, tell me your last name again, Nick?
Nick Berzansky.
Berzansky, Nick. Thanks for coming to Consumer You. I guess we'll talk about first aid kits. I just learned something this very minute, is that you can buy first aid kits from the Red Cross.
Yes, you can.
And this guy is well padded. Is that because, does this float?
Yes, it does.
And why don't you show me around this, because this looks...
Simply by opening up the kit, it gives you the information of what you should do in an emergency, the essentials as far as saving life is concerned for burns or bleeding.
Okay.
And the positions as far as the victim is concerned, of how you put them and so forth.
Oh, that's very good. That's in this nice case.
And then, of course, you open up
this as well.
Open up the first aid kit, and it gives you everything.
There's a lot of white on this for people at home, but this is very nicely laid out. Nick, what does this kit cost, do you know?
About $25.
Yeah, very nice.
It has a blanket in it and so forth as far as fire is concerned, scissors, and all your first aid material that you need in order to take care of any of the injured, and has instructions right on the packet as to what you should do.
Each thing is.
So that there is no problem and guesswork as far as part of somebody acting in emergency.
Yeah.
Usually we have a problem with someone acting in emergency. They get all excited and say, what do I do now?
I know. You know, the other thing is that most first aid kits, I'm an avid boater and have first aid kits, very few of them have instructions. They have the items, but not how to use them. So this is a good way to do it. You know, and I don't see in this, Nick, and maybe they're not recommended, or maybe first aid kits don't have them anymore. Those plastic, like S-shaped tubes for...
Okay, those tubes, the S tubes and so forth, come with the resusci equipment, which is for CPR and so forth. Those tubes are, actually they're used by trained professionals. There are too many of those were used by the average person that would jam them into somebody's mouth and tear the roof of the mouth.
I thought about
and so forth. They weren't properly trained as to measure the right size for the individual, trying to force too large of a tube into a small mouth, creating damage.
So this doesn't have it, and we had learned, regular viewers here should know some CPR from a past show. Now, Nick, we have another item here. Is this from the Red Cross, or is this...
No, this is something that Red Cross recommends. Red Cross doesn't sell this.
It's something you can buy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely you can buy. We're continuously talking to people at home and saying, let's do some safety as far as the children are at home, especially the little tots that are running around and so forth.
They're the most vulnerable.
They're the most vulnerable as far as this is concerned, and to keep the material away from them, so that they don't swallow odds and ends laying around and so forth.
Well, show us what we have in this guy.
And it becomes a real problem. So what we have here is...
I'm going to tilt it up. Okay.
What we have here are covers for doorknobs. With this cover on a doorknob, the youngster can't open the door.
Oh, they just spin.
It just spins on and so forth. It's like the safety cap on the bottle of aspirin or so forth.
And to open the door yourself?
All you do is just squeeze it and turn and open the door. The packet in here are the safety plugs as far as electrical outlet is concerned.
Yeah, there's one sticking out here. These are very good.
So that the youngster can't put some sharp object into the outlet and become electrocuted.
Excellent.
The second one here is a cover for the entire outlet so that you can't get into the outlet at all, even with anything imaginable. And then, of course, these are the prize package.
What are those? I don't recognize.
This is a clip. The combination of these two is a clip that you put on your drawers in your kitchen cabinets or a door. When the youngster comes to open a door, it only opens to this clip.
Oh, I see.
It only opens to that position. And then in order to open it, all you do is just press it down. It swivels down, you open the door.
This is excellent, like on the drawer where the knives are.
Knives are, and under the sink where you keep all that good conglomeration of all kinds of poisons
now, Nick,
and so forth.
Is this whole kit from one company? Because we can plug them, certainly.
Yes.
Who makes it?
Play School.
Play School. Oh,
Play School.
Okay.
Very important one here. It fastens onto your ironing board or onto a counter. You have electric cord coming off, and they tug on the electric cord. It won't come. It'll stay right within that. Or the one for the toilet seat. We never think about that. The one for the toilet seat.
This keeps it down?
It keeps it down so that they don't get into the toilet seat and fall over into the toilet bowl and so forth.
That's great.
Excellent positions.
Do you know what this kit sells for?
No, I have no idea.
Right, okay, whatever it is, I'm sure it's worth it. Okay. We have too quickly, Nick. We were almost out of time. This looks like another door lock device?
Yes. Yes, these are door lock devices in order to put them in different positions so that you could keep the youngsters out of different areas that you wish to get them out of.
Great. Well, Nick, that is really, I really appreciate this. This kit is very handy. This kit is very handy. And we thank Nick, and we thank, again, Nick is a volunteer for the American Red Cross. We thank him for his time. We thank the American Red Cross. And Nick, I'm sure they have booklets on first aid, too.
They absolutely do.
Okay, and as we said on the last time we had some from the first aid, if you need a volunteer from the if you need a volunteer from the American Red Cross to come to your institution to talk about first aid or CPR, give them a call. Give your local chapter a call. We'll be back with more. In the meantime, thanks again.
You're quite welcome.
We had a guest in the studio who taught a course on being a nanny, and we have still have her here, and it's Maureen. I don't know why I block it. Deidre?
Reha.
Reha. Well, that's pretty close, right? All the right letters in the wrong order.
More French.
And you know, we had some ads laying on the table, and Maureen was saying, "Oh, I saw those ads. I wonder what you get." We can show you, Maureen, what you got. A viewer told us that she sent for these. Can we see that here? And they show you the real perfume, but she said that these turn out to be really junk perfumes in little unmarked bottles. And somewhere you'll see there's they show the real bottles, but they have little asterisks next to them, and it turns out to be, it says our version of these famous perfumes. But I'm going to show you something that we sent for, and I'm sure you use perfume from time to time. We sent for this collection. It was, I'm trying to find the shipping and handling here, $1.25. All right, so we paid $6.25 for this perfume assortment, and this is what we got. And, you know, I don't buy a lot of perfume, so maybe this, assuming that this is, well, we must have dropped one bottle on the way. Assuming that this is the real perfume, you can open that one.
This one is the Anne Klein.
The Anne Klein. Are you familiar with that?
I think it's fairly new, to tell you the truth. The other ones that you showed me were the standards, the Chanel,
right,
and the Opium and the Poison.
But it looks like the real bottle, right? And this is Gucci.
I'm
now they
struck by the fact that there's no ingredients on this. I'm going to consider putting this on my body. There's no ingredients.
Oh, do you really check perfume for ingredients?
Well, yeah, I do. I'm a nurse, and so I find people coming into the hospital with strange rashes that we try to identify, and it could be from food, it could be from a substance. I've gone through people's soap powders and all kinds of things. So
that's fascinating.
Sure.
Well, these we have been told are the real perfumes because they're using the real logos and that they're, of course, just sample sizes. So assuming that we got, well, you know what they are? They're $6.25 each. So you have any idea what?
$6.25 a piece.
A piece.
Okay, and roughly it's about, it's how much?
Yeah, it's sitting on the bottle.
0.17 of an ounce, so
yeah,
it's almost a fifth of an ounce.
Yeah, so
okay,
in your guess, would that be worth it?
If it's, well,
it's the real stuff, yeah.
If it's the,
yeah. Boy, it's hard to tell. You know, perfume,
this is,
really Anne Klein?
This is okay, yeah, this is fine.
All right. So that's basically, we're just going to show you the two ads again, because this ad, you do get the perfume in the bottles. Again, it's 1/7 of an ounce, okay, a tiny bit, but if you want to test a perfume, you can. And this ad, if you can see the difference between the ads, is the one where one of our viewers sent for them, and also the people at the Better Business Bureau said that they've gotten a lot of complaints about this ad. So if you want perfume through the mail, this was the one you probably want to avoid. And if you see this ad, it runs fairly often in the Sunday sections, all those insert sections. About once a month or so, this ad runs. Okay, Maureen, thanks very much. And we always tell viewers, if you're in the neighborhood, we'd like you to make a point to be in our neighborhood, because if you come into the studio, we'll let you do all sorts of stuff. Run the cameras, I don't know, taste potato chips, eat bagels,
smell lovely.
Smell lovely. So join us, drop us a line or give us a call. In the meantime, we'll be back with the keyword on Consumer You, stuff. There's more stuff. It could follow this very second, or there could be a commercial. That's how loose this ship is run.
It's time you did something simple to reduce your risk of heart attack. Have your blood cholesterol level checked. It's the easy way to find out if cholesterol could be building up in your arteries, which could lead to a heart attack, or even death. Fortunately, it may not be too late to put time on your side. Find out if you need to reduce your cholesterol level. Have your doctor check it, and find out what your number means to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the late Yul Brynner.
I really wanted to make a commercial when I discovered that I was that sick and my time was so limited. I wanted to make that commercial that says simply, now that I'm gone, I tell you, don't smoke. Whatever you do, just don't smoke. If I could take back that smoking, we wouldn't be talking about any cancer. I'm convinced of that.
All right, welcome back to part 3 of The Winds of Wyoming.
the new mini-series here on Consumer U. You know, once we get on this subject, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. No, we have a great amount of fun. As you may remember, they are the authors of Chicken Soup and Other Folk Remedies, and the very cleverly titled More Chicken Soup. Do you think they'll ever be on again? More Chicken Soup and Other Folk Remedies. And during the spot, we're going to soup their phone at the bottom of the screen also for the book. All right, now we're talking about home remedy gadgets. These are things, you know how I do mail order on the show and send for all the weird things you can get through the mail? Well, they've sent for health gadgets, and we have 3 more.
Yes, this is amazing. This is an amazing thing. It's aluminum. It comes in 2 sizes, small and large. And what it is that the electrons and atoms have been altered to be in tune with the basic energy of the universe. Now, what does all that mean, you're wondering? I don't know.
Are we wondering? Just together.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I did the side of my house with this just a couple weeks ago.
Doesn't this feel funny? I mean, it's like a unique, wonderful feel to it. It's almost like velvet.
It feels very
soft,
cold.
Wonderful.
It does have, yeah, it does feel sort of
It does
fuzz.
very strange thing. It helps your own vibrations. It raises your own vibrations. You know, I'm not sure of what it all means, but
You know,
I'll tell
I
you
have one of these at home, and my landlord raised my rent.
No, I'll tell you, it works.
What it does is, if you have a headache, you just, I've gone through this where I go like this, and in a few minutes my headache has disappeared. Sometimes it doesn't. It has on
You
occasion.
have a purple spot on your head.
Now, it will also take crummy, cheap wine, and if you put it on this for a few minutes, it'll make it taste better.
And it will
Don't go to their house for dinner.
It will also help plants grow. If you
Now, have you tried this?
Yes, we have. We've been living with this for several months now.
I do indoor gardening and grow
Okay.
wheatgrass, and I was the only one on my block that had crop failure. And I started using
Without
this.
this.
Without
Without
this.
this,
I
okay.
started using this, and the crops are really beautiful. There's
we have
been
very
an
high
improvement.
grass.
Just she's a tractor in her living room. The plants are that big.
Good. It's really amazing stuff. You put it on any hurt area, like a burn area, and it'll help repair the damaged tissue. You just leave it on for a few minutes.
And what does that cost? Get
This
so
little
emotional
one costs
talking about this.
$10, and the bigger one costs $30. And you have to experiment
You
with
should
it
be
on
able
your own.
to grow a giant redwood with this. If you're growing plants with that.
Yeah, well.
Now this.
Yes.
Is there, if you had a headache, is this like overkill? Is this like taking, you know,
Well, it's just
taking
awful.
take 2 purple shingles and call me? You know those health doctors? Use 2 purple shingles and call me in the morning.
It's a little awkward putting that on your head.
Yeah, you're right.
I
Okay.
mean, with this purple thing, you
Looks like you
the
just
smaller
graduated.
one, you can just put it on the side. You can put it on the side of your head and just wrap it around with a cloth of some kind, and it really helps get rid of the headache.
You know what? Do you have
really
anything?
just
We haven't
does.
talked about this at all. Do you have anything to grow hair on heads?
Yes, we have chapters in there. I
On the-
suggest
the
you read
Chapters
it.
will grow the hair.
Okay.
Are you looking for a solution?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, why don't we tell them about the Russian one?
Okay, that's a jigger of vodka, the juice of an onion, and a tablespoon of honey, and you mix it all together, and every night, you have to be consistent and do it every night for the rest of your life, and you rub it on your
Or as soon as you get hair, whichever
There's
comes
always a
first.
catch. Oh, okay.
And actually, you're quite attractive without hair. I
Okay.
wouldn't
Yes.
bother
All
with
right,
all this
okay.
stuff.
But
But just grow this very long. And
I have another one. It's 3 jiggers of vodka and
you
2
don't
shots
care
of rum. Right, that's right.
But you know about
They'll never be back. No, they'll never ever be back.
we do have a remedy
Okay,
using
go ahead.
bald men. You know that.
A remedy
When I-
using bald men?
Yes.
You put them on a head?
When I get the hiccups, I hold my breath and think of 10 bald men, and the hiccups are gone. And usually I'm up to 5 or 6, and you're one of the 5 or 6. Five
this
or
is
6 of
encouraging.
us.
Okay, what else do we have here?
we have, you want to show the picture?
Well, I think that's more fun, and if we run out of time.
A snore suppressor.
Okay.
Snoring is a big problem. And one of the remedies we have in our book is that you take a ping pong ball and you put it in a sock and you sew it on the back of your pajamas so that anytime you go to lay on your back while you're sleeping...
Suppose you're not wearing those pajamas.
Well, then you use this snore suppressor.
Okay.
That's
Glad you asked.
Okay, what you do is you take this gel. I've already done this, so we won't have to waste time. You take and you coat the inside.
Right.
Now this has the Velcro. Are you afraid of a little shock?
If it's little, no.
Okay. You take this, and maybe
You may have new
I'll do the closing of the show now. Thanks for watching Consumer You. There'll be repeats for the rest of the series.
Okay, you take this and you put it around your neck. And now, any sound you make, like a snore, you're going to get a shock, so make
Prepare
a noise.
yourself. Do you want to talk?
Did you feel it? Are you
okay?
afraid to answer?
Can you talk?
Okay.
I don't
What
like
this
that.
is
I don't like that.
a behavior modification gadget. And as you do this in your sleep and get the little shock, you're going to stop snoring. And after 3 or 4
Stop
nights...
snoring. I'm going to stay awake all night worrying that it's going to shock me.
This was invented by a gentleman in Texas, and he has a money-back guarantee on it, and it's very interesting. He's sold several thousands over the years. It's been out for a few years now.
The
and not
Marquis de
one-
Sade Equipment Company. Only kidding, sir.
And not one person has returned it.
Okay.
And
Okay. None of them are
It is-
alive.
so it,
All right, now I'm not nutty about that. Do you have any other anti-snore remedies?
well, this is for sleeping. This is, you know...
They are sleeping.
No, this is onion that has been cut up. This is a regular yellow onion that has been cut up, and it has been placed in this jar. And if you have problems falling asleep at night, you go to sleep, put a fresh onion in a jar with the cover on it, put it by your bed, and once you're lying there and sleep won't come, you open this up and take a deep whiff. And lie back, close the jar, otherwise your whole room will smell from onion. Close the jar, lie down, and within 15 minutes you will fall fast asleep and have a very good night's sleep.
Have you tried that?
Yes, I have. Lots of people we've told it to have tried it. It's an old Oriental remedy, and it really works. I do not know why it works.
Well, you
it
cry
works.
yourself to sleep.
Yes, I know,
I don't know if you
Between that and the
slept
peanut butter that we put on show 1.
Not peanut butter,
yeah.
peanut oil.
Oh, peanut. No wonder. No wonder I threw out those designer sheets. Okay. Don't forget the name of their book, Chicken Soup and More Folk Remedies. Also, more chicken soup and other folk remedies. And we're going to super their phone number at the bottom of the screen. And also, you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Wylands Post Office Box,
416,
New York City.
Ansonia Station, New York City, 10023.
Okay, and a legal size self-addressed stamped envelope. They don't send you anything. They steam the stamps off and they'll send you stuff. Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more in a minute. Okay, we are in part 3 of talking about color and what color could mean in your life. And our guest today is again Laurie Sagan, and she has an institute called I don't know why I say it's called White Light Unlimited Incorporated. And Laurie, last week we were analyzing me and you saying that I was a wonderful person. No, we're talking about clothing. Yellow, quickly, yellow was.
Right, well, I started out with red, and I said red is passion.
Okay.
Orange, I didn't tell you last week, which has noted as the color of geniuses. It was Einstein's favorite color.
But it's missing.
Well, this is a yellow-orange. And it's a blend of red and yellow is orange.
Okay.
And it's also the color of the emotions is orange. Then yellow is career success, high-level intelligence. It's sunshine. It's optimism.
But the thing is, men rarely wear yellow, right?
Oh, no, the yellow power tie on Wall Street. Before the crash, all men down on Wall Street were wearing the yellow power ties.
You know, I didn't know about this, and this was because they had heard about yellow being the color of...
Well, I think they intuitively tuned into it. I don't think that they really knew, but all of a sudden, mass brokers wearing yellow power ties. It's shifted now to purple ties
And
since
purple
the crash.
is?
Purple is the purple robe of kings, it's royalty, it's spirituality, and don't you think those guys need some more spirituality after all that stuff?
Any color for honesty?
Well, actually, true blue.
Oh, is that where that expression came
Banker's
from?
blue.
My
You trust your banker. Yeah, true blue. So a lot of the little sayings really make sense. So we are red, I mentioned orange, I mentioned yellow is career, success, and intelligence. Green is unconditional love, growth, nurturing. It's motherhood. It's the woman who takes care of everybody and helps, or the man who is kind to his children, his relatives, and is that kind of person gravitates to green. It's trees growing and grass and so forth. People in the city like it. They can bring it in more. If they don't live in the country, they can bring it in by plants and so forth, and other kinds of things.
When you select these things, will it only sort of affect you? For example, if I have house guests and use green towels, will they leave me money? I mean, will the green? Should I buy green to attract money to myself?
Yes.
Or if I?
Well, it depends on how you want it. Like career success, if you want more career success, which you're doing pretty well, we're not worried about that. You have enough yellow, but green. Okay, so we want you even bigger than whoever, Johnny, or taking over Johnny's show. And so green, the yellow would help you there, but green is really about growth and steady growth in terms of your monetary gain. So there's that. Then blue, communication, trust. Banker's blue, as I mentioned, and then indigo, which is the color of intuition. It's blue-violet. I'll tell you something, just a quick anecdote about the fragrance Poison. Poison is made up of...
This is Liz Taylor's new Poison, right?
No, this is the other one. Poison is, I forget who makes that. Okay. But it's Yves Saint Laurent or whatever. Okay. But Poison, the ingredient in Poison is a berry, is actually an oil that is based on that color of indigo. And we can actually relate colors and fragrances together by, let's say, rose. Like rose is a universal fragrance that women use in lots of perfumes. Well, it relates to the color red, and it ties into passion and sexuality and so forth. Well, you can also find that in other fragrances. So you can find in other fragrances other colors. So here's this marketing of Poison, and it relates to intuition and mystery and so forth. So there's one aspect. In supermarkets, you'll look at like soap detergent boxes. You'll see a lot of orange, for instance. It's very emotional. It draws you to it. Products, generally, people use all the pure spectrum colors. The brighter the color, the more intensity it has and the more it draws you to them. Mm-hmm. French Impressionist palette, for instance, people line up around the block to look at Degas, Monet, and so forth. Well, they knew that if you use bright colors next to neutrals, like here, you're using gray with yellow and red, it makes the red and yellow look brighter because gray is an enhancer of color. And that was what the French Impressionist palette often did, all of those artists. Mm-hmm. So there are many ways. In packaging, they use that too. They'll make a neutral and then push the colors out even further. So people need to know like what they're responding to. A lot of times they're responding to just the colors in the package and not to the product. But the industry people know. I give lectures for those people. They know what these colors mean.
So you're on both sides of the fence,
right? But I like helping the little guy.
The little guy, right? Yeah. And we should also thank our art director, Dennis Wunderland, who decided these were all the colors. Man is in the poorhouse now, so what can he's doing very well. We're going to buy him green towels.
Right, and yellow for his career success.
And yellow for his career success.
Right.
Laurie, give us an address where if people want to get information on maybe getting you as a spokesperson or something.
Yeah, well, the organization that I have is called the Color Collective Council of America, and the address you can write to is 175 Fifth Avenue, Suite 2367. Make sure you put the suite number on it. New York, New York, 110, or 529-3510, area code 212.
And Laura, one final observation. Women have it sort of easier dressing for success through color, don't they? Because
we help men too. Men, navy blue suits for negotiating is excellent.
Oh, okay.
Right, and a navy blue suit for men. Brown suits, which Reagan used to wear a lot, is very earthy. It has a lot to do with family. A lot of brown is in again now, and it's a return to the family unit, the earth. back to the home. It has a lot of connotations in that area, and he used that a lot when he would give his press talks.
Is there a reason that a lot of business is all black-oriented, black suits, black tie?
Black is very elegant because it's red, yellow, and blue combined together and dyes makes black. So you're radiating 3 primary colors at once, and it's very elegant and very chic, and also has a lot of strength to it, the black. And it's also the highest contrast that we have, the darkest.
Okay, great. And we hope that this has all been radiating out into your living room, and that you will think about experimenting with color. And you know, if you try some of the things that we've been doing on Consume You, especially this the past couple of weeks, talking about health home remedies and the use of color in your life, if you have any personal experiences that you'd like to share with us, why don't you drop me a line on the back of a $500 bill. No. I said, oh, that show brought me money. No. Drop me a line, and if you'd like to come to the studio and talk about it, you can. In the meanwhile, Lori, thanks so much.
Thanks
it was
so
really
much.
fascinating.
Oh,
I love
great.
the studio, and I love talking about color and to the folks at home. That's it for this edition of Consumer You. We want to thank you for your letters and your postcards, and we'd like to ask, why haven't you sent us a letter and a postcard? You know, we try to answer all the mail. The one thing we can't do, folks, is a lot of you write in and say, please go down to the dry cleaner on Elm and punch the guy out. You know, people send us that letter. They say, Dick, go on the air and say that the cleaner on Elm in Maine ruined my dress, and we'll get even with them. We can't take on individual people like that. But if you have a gripe of a general nature, we're more than happy to share it with the rest of the viewers. The gripe, of course, can't be that you hate Consumer You, because we're not going to share that with anyone. But meeting you on the street, and we think that you like Consumer You, and we hope you'll keep watching it. Until next time, Dick DeBartolo saying goodbye. And how do we spell it? All together now. We spell it good, B-U-Y. Take care.